Came out here to check on my peppers this morning, and I've got a yellow one. That's so exciting. Oh, pull this up, see if I can get it. Come on off there. Oh, yay. Is that the only one? I got some green ones. I can't see through here anymore, but that's exciting. So cute. I don't even remember what kind they are. I've got two really nice looking okra. I don't know if they're past their prime, so I'm just gonna let them go to seed. A lot of beans that are past eating fresh, that's for sure, so I think they'll be for seed as well. Need to pinch back some of my basil. I'm really excited about this pepper. This is what I was thinking it was, but the shape is a little wrong. I don't know if, because all of them are this shape, if the seeds got mixed up or my plants are just not performing correctly, because the only other peppers I had were peppercini, cayenne slims, and bell peppers, and none of them look like this either. Good mid-morning to you guys. So many things that need to be done as far as plant chores go. I'm gonna do what I can. I was thinking today, well, the original plan was to come out here, water everybody that needs to be watered, and then I was thinking about separating out. This little table is not big enough for all these plants and my camera and a workstation. I was thinking about separating out my silver dragon. This guy has 6 individual plants in here. Since I'm getting ready to do my next plant sale, I thought I would go ahead and split this guy up so I can include him for sale. Not sure if I have enough sphagnum moss, but I think I'm gonna try it anyway. And then when I was outside checking on everybody out there, I really need to reorganize that space out there. I noticed a lot more of my plants that need to be repotted because they have roots coming out of the bottom of their pots. And then a lot of the plants that I just repotted have exploded in growth and need to be chopped back again. I'm finding that a lot of the plants have repropagated themselves into other pots and they're taking over other plants. So there's a lot that I need to do today. Good thing is it's Sunday and we're doing call-in service, so I don't have to actually go into church today. That gives me a little extra time. And then tomorrow I'm off for Labor Day. I was off yesterday. I went mushroom hunting. You guys will have seen that video by the time this one is up. So I've got time. Let's just hope I have the energy and it doesn't get too hot to do anything. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is gather up all my sphagnum moss. This is all I have left of the new stuff, but I do have lots of stuff I've used before that can be reused. So I'm going to start looking around and finding all of that. Get that moistened up, find some pots, and the reason I'm telling you guys this instead of showing it to you is because church is about to start and I need my phone to do call-in, so I won't be able to record while I'm doing all that. So, got a container to mix my spag. Actually, why am I searching for a container when I have one right here? Wow, Christy. Wow. Let's start with the old stuff. I'll get this moistened. I can hear my boyfriend's phone out in the other shed shop. He's already tuned into the service, but they're just doing worship songs right now, and I can hear it, so I'll wait a little bit to switch off the camera and tune in for the message. So I'm a little nervous about breaking this guy apart because he's already got roots coming out of the bottom. He needs it. These are some of my favorites, my favorite plants. These alocasias. Just for the beauty, not because they're easy to grow. I've killed plenty. I have to tear some roots, and they're very fragile. They're baby roots. It's okay. Look at that root system. I think I've only had this guy for a couple weeks. I don't want to kill him. I don't want to kill him. We're getting there. I can already see some, those will put off new plants. Okay, got his roots all cleaned off. I think I'm gonna have to cut him to separate him. I'll try to show you without getting everything wet. There's a big clump right here, and then everybody's coming off of it. But church service has started, so I've got to turn off the phone. We're back. My pastor is in the hospital having some heart issues. So definitely something we need to be praying about. So back to this guy. I went and got my knife. I got 3 cups. I'm gonna split this guy as best I can. Get these in sphagnum moss and put them up for sale. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Like I said, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to lose this plant. Oh, this one might come apart on its own. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cool. There we go. So I'm going to put some moss in the bottom of the cup. I think you're supposed to keep this from here up above soil, so try to be careful to do that, not covering up too much. Don't want to cause rot at the base of the plant, and I think with plants like this that is what happens. Could be wrong, but just to be on the safe side. So yes, I said earlier that I went mushroom hunting. I went mushroom hunting all day yesterday. I spent 7 hours in the woods. I have a hard time spending 7 hours at work. But put me in the woods, even though I was so thirsty and so hungry and weak out there after probably about 5 hours. After 5 hours, I started feeling that way. I still managed to stay out there for an entire work shift. Well, basically. He's gonna do just fine. Found a lot of edible mushrooms out there, but because I was out there so long, they actually started to break down and rot while I was in the woods. And by the time I got them home, I wasn't sure if they were gonna make it at all. So I put my black trumpets and the few chanterelles I found in my dehydrator. Found a bunch of old men of the woods and pineapple boletes, and just boletes in general are a lot thicker and they won't fit in my dehydrator very well. So I had read online that the best way to dehydrate mushrooms is actually in the oven on like the lowest setting. So I put them on a tray in the oven at 170, and I checked them like every hour, and there's still a lot of moisture in them. So I think they were in there for about 3 hours, and right before I went to bed I pulled them out and they still needed to be dried. But they had burnt. They had burnt on the outside. Some of them had just completely melted onto the pan, and I couldn't even get them off. They're stuck there. I've got the pan soaking in water now. And the ones that had not melted but had burnt were still full of moisture. So I stuck them in my dehydrator the best I could, and they fully dehydrated by morning. However, they were so badly burnt that they weren't even worth, like I wouldn't eat them. And I do have jars of mushrooms that I'm not going to eat, but I like to display because I just love looking at the mushrooms in the jars. I wouldn't even put them in there. So a lot of what I found got wasted yesterday. Fortunately, all the black trumpets made it, and the puffballs made it, and a couple of the boletes and milk caps made it. There's another one. All right, that took no time at all, actually. So we now have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in cups for sale. And then I put the main one back in its original pot with all the little things that fell off as I was cleaning it, and hopefully I'll get new plants because there's like 9 of them in there. Okay, so this guy's next. Needs to be repotted. It's suffering a lot of damage to these leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and take some cuttings. Does anybody know offhand, because I get them confused, if this is a marble queen or a snow queen? Maybe snow queen is just more white than green, but I don't know. Some of the leaves on here seem to be snow queen and some maybe not. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and take some cuttings. 1, 2, 9 new vines to chop and prop. I have way too many propagations. I'm starting to feel like Harley G for real. I need a whole bedroom, a whole room. I have a whole room. I have a whole room for my propagations. I just don't have enough, I don't know, time, energy, containers, sphagnum, patience, any of those things. I also still have this guy from the other day. That's the neon pothos, and I've got just cups and cups and cups and cups of propagations. I'm gonna start giving these things away. I feel like I need to. The other problem I'm running into is I'm repotting all these guys because they're outgrowing their pots. Their root mass is just so massive that I'm concerned, like, how big are the pots gonna have to get to hold all their roots? You know, the more I repot them, the bigger the root mass is gonna grow, and the more I'm gonna have to repot them, and the bigger pots I'm gonna have to get. Like, at what point, I don't know if you, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, eventually am I gonna need a pot that's this big to fit all the root mass of my pothos in it? How does this work? Or do I eventually just plant it outside and let it go wild? Like, is that why these people have these giant pothos growing up their trees in their yards? Because they got tired of repotting and didn't want to spend $100, $200 on giant pots to put them in, so they just planted them next to their oak tree, and now they have a giant vine growing up the oak tree. Is that what happened? Have you ever seen that? So, especially when I lived in Tampa, a lot of people had these pothos growing up their trees in their yards, and I've always had golden pothos, but my golden pothos never got that big. This is a huge golden pothos leaf for me, and I'm wondering if this is the same variety. I know that there's a variety, it's called like the Hawaiian pothos or something, that gets bigger leaves and it gets striations, splitting of the leaves. And I'm thinking that's what that is. But I'm also thinking that all pothos in the right environment, outdoors, tropical or subtropical climate, given enough of what they need, I think they will, I'm wondering if they will all striate. Is that how you say that word? Split their leaves so they look more like a Monstera deliciosa. I'm wondering. I just went in and got some water. Getting a bit dehydrated out here. Ate a spoonful of peanut butter because I'm hungry, but I don't feel like making anything. Got a frozen, I don't know if you call it a smoothie, I guess it is, but this is really good. My boyfriend made this. It's banana, mango, pineapple, strawberry, and pomegranate. And I think there's some coconut flavoring in there too. But it's so good. It's still frozen. I can't eat it yet. And then we had this inside, so I'm going to use this for some propagations, water propagations as well. I was coming back down the stairs out of the house, and man, my thighs are killing me. They feel like rocks. And every time I stand up or sit down or really move, they hurt. I basically did a 7-hour workout yesterday on my thighs. All the standing and squatting and bending, and I just wish that it had any effect on my buttocks. That's really what needs the work. I really, really wish that I was a homemaker, a stay-at-home person. I've got so much I want to do, so much I need to do, and just not enough time. Not enough time. There's never enough time. I almost just want to completely cut this back and start over again. It's so ugly right now. Should I? Nah. Oh, I'm gonna get this in my smoothie. Lost my spoon. It's getting hot. It was a really nice, cool morning. Reminded me of autumn. Just gorgeous. Now it's hot. It's probably gonna rain. Undo his roots from the sides a little bit. You can tell he started definitely circling the pot. Just kind of loosen them so he knows that he has more freedom. All right, she's done. I didn't cut it all the way back, but I did decide to go ahead and pull off any of the leaves that were just really, really ugly. And then that will expose where a new auxiliary bud will come out, like this. This is an auxiliary bud right here. There used to be a leaf here, and once you pull off the leaf, it'll cause the plant to send out a new growth point, an auxiliary bud. That's what that is. So got it should fill back out again. I didn't take off all the bad leaves, just the really bad leaves. So that one's done. I'm going to go pull this guy out of the box, and he's already rooted in. He was rooted into 2 different other pots or cups, and he is really in there. That's all right. That means he's doing good, right? I was pulling this guy out because I had him listed on Macari as a grouping. He's rooted. You see his roots in there. One right here though, my marble queen or snow queen, is looking a little limp. Maybe it's just not gonna make it. Anyway, someone commented, because I had this for sale at a certain price and I got some likes, but that was about it. So I dropped it down, and someone commented and asked me if I had a philodendron Brazil that I could throw in with this to add to the mixture, you know. I was gonna respond and say no because I didn't think I did, but then I remembered that I stole some cuttings from my cousin's plant a long time ago. I have to go back and check the footage, but I'm pretty sure when I first potted this up into the sphagnum moss, it was just this leaf, and now I've got a bunch of leaf sisses. Sorry, sometimes I just talk like a baby out of nowhere, and I apologize. So I could technically give her a cutting. I mean, this could definitely be cut. He's got lots of roots in there. However, this guy, this grouping isn't looking too good. Like I said, one of my, what is this? This is my Baltic Blue. It's looking kind of rough. And like I said, this pothos is very acting like it's gonna die. I think the description said that there was a Hoya in here, and I'm not seeing a Hoya, so I think maybe that died off. I'm gonna pull this pothos out and see what's going on. Yeah, so this guy just was not thriving. He has no roots or anything. So I don't want to sell something that's just so ugly. Ew! What I may do is create a bundle for her. That way she gets what she wants and I don't have to feel bad about selling an ugly plant, you know? This guy's definitely rooted into, and that's so exciting. Because when I had him in water, I had him in water for, I don't know, probably a year. And he really wasn't doing anything until I put him in here. Sphagnum moss and liquid dirt. It's working wonders. Oh my gosh. Even my ivy is coming back. Look at that. I mean, it's got holes in it. But I thought that was a goner for sure, for sure. Alright, so I wanted to show this to you guys because I showed it to you in a video, and that's the video that all of my footage got deleted after I had worked for 3 days on it. The joys of being a YouTuber. And he needs to go in sphagnum moss anyway, and I have a spot available in my prop bin, so that's what we're gonna do right now for this guy. But I was so excited. So you guys know, or maybe you don't, you should at this point, I feel like maybe. I work at a flower shop. We do flowers, but we also have some plants in there for sending for sympathy to funeral or things like that, or just because. But we have peace lilies, and then we have dish gardens, and most of the time our dish gardens have the same old plants in them. Very boring. I've gotten cuttings I've taken from there, but sometimes when they come in, we have to, you know, check them and pull off any dead leaves and moss them and water them and all that stuff. Sometimes when they come in and we're dressing them, that's what we call it. Sorry, my camera shut off again because it ran out of storage again. Anyway, sometimes I will notice that there's a plant in there that's not usually in there, and I will steal a cutting if I can. And I was so excited to find this, and at first I thought it was a cream splash, and then I learned maybe it's a silver stripe. I actually don't know how to tell the difference. I know that it's not a Rio. I'm pretty sure it's not a Rio, but its roots were almost rotting, and so I just took a little cutting, and it's got a little growth point already. It's just been sitting in water for about a week. So I'm gonna put this guy in the sphagnum moss and then stick him in this prop bin. And I'm so excited about it. I didn't even know that I was in philodendron like this, but these different variegated philodendrons just, they do it for me. Get him wrapped up in some spag and get him in the cup so he can start growing better, and then we can add him to our sales as well. And I'll finally have one of the plants that I've wanted for quite a while in my collection. Okay, little guy, best of luck to you. Did I even get you in there? There he is. In the prop box you go. I also was able to get a stick, a node, a wet stick, whatever you want to call it, that didn't have any leaves on it, and it looked like it was rotting, so I grabbed it, try to save it. Oh yes, this is what it looked like when I got it, just the two things coming off. But look at that, that's a growth point, you guys. That's a growth point. So I'm gonna have 2 of those plants. So exciting. And my micans are doing good in here as well. Yes, I've got new growth coming off them. Let me show you. All right, look here. That's my beautiful micans. You guys were here with me the day I put this in. I just love how velvety these leaves look. And then here's the other one over here in this corner, putting off new leaves too. So exciting. And then you guys also helped me put in my silver satin pothos, and it is, well, there's no roots on this guy yet. Just stick him back down there. But that's only one. Where's the other one? Oh, right here. this guy has rooted in. And this guy has rooted in. So that's doing good. The only things I don't really see growing yet are I think I put some Baltic blue in here and maybe some Adenisonii. But I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch the video. I'm not seeing any of that in here, but this is doing really good. Okay, I think that is all I'm gonna do in here right now. For right now. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm sure I'll come back out and do some more stuff, so I'll pick up the camera. If I do. If I don't, I'll at least pick it back up and say goodbye. I'm sorry I don't have like a beautiful background for you guys. You know, an aesthetically pleasing black backdrop. One day. I'll have it one day. My house is gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna make sure of it. But anyway, I'm gonna go take a break. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Back. I realize this video is long enough. My break consisted of doing 2 loads of laundry and washing dishes. So I'm not going to be doing much more work outside. I just finished editing all the video prior to this. And I'm going to end it here, but I figured I'd go ahead and pick this basil on camera with you guys, because I just remembered that I could use it to make a basil salt and basil infused oil. And I really want to try that, so I want to come pick this. Winter is coming, and this is going to end up dying back anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take what I can and see if I can use it. I'm really proud of myself because I was having such a hard time growing basil, and it's one of my favorite herbs. I almost gave up, but I didn't. I kept trying, and I've got so much basil. Okay guys, like I said, this is the end of the video. I think I'm done for the day. I've done a lot. I've done good. Hopefully I'll be able to show you what I do with this in the next couple of videos. God, it smells so good. I love basil. I love it so much. And thanks for hanging out with me today. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.